Code blue. Code blue. Saba blue. Where you there now? Where you
The country is in a disaster.
Emergency, emergency. Emergency. Ah, the country is in a disaster. Oh.
Who they rule this country?
I tell you, stop worshiping the politicians. They are all liars.
What are you talking about? Which politicians are liars?
All of them. Obi is a liar. Tinubu is corrupt. Atiku is very you too. All of them, okay?
Don't argue with me. This is my show, okay? This is my show. I don't allow anybody to defend my show. This is my show. This is my show, okay? You can get the heck out of this room. Baba, this is my show. Get the heck out of this room. I don't handle my duty.
And I'm saying it categorically. All of them are liars. All of them are thieves. Abba!
Code blue. Code blue. Saba blue. Where you there now? Where you
The country is in a disaster.
Emergency, emergency. Emergency. Ah, the country is in a disaster. Oh.
Who they rule this country?
I tell you, stop worshiping the politicians. They are all liars.
What are you talking about? Which politicians are liars?
All of them. Obi is a liar. Tinubu is corrupt. Atiku is very you too. All of them, okay?
Don't argue with me. This is my show, okay? This is my show. I don't allow anybody to defend my show. This is my show. This is my show, okay? You can get the heck out of this room. Baba, this is my show. Get the heck out of this room. I don't handle my duty.
And I'm saying it categorically. All of them are liars. All of them are thieves. Abba!
Code blue. Code blue. Saba blue. Where you there now? Where you
The country is in a disaster.
Emergency, emergency. Emergency. Ah, the country is in a disaster. Oh.
Who they rule this country?
I tell you, stop worshiping the politicians. They are all liars.
What are you talking about? Which politicians are liars?
All of them. Obi is a liar. Tinubu is corrupt. Atiku is very you too. All of them, okay?
Don't argue with me. This is my show, okay? This is my show. I don't allow anybody to defend my show. This is my show. This is my show, okay? You can get the heck out of this room. Baba, this is my show. Get the heck out of this room. I don't handle my duty.
And I'm saying it categorically. All of them are liars. All of them are thieves. Abba!
All right. How you doing, my people for Naija? Waiting the shell. Here I am again. All right, this is Code Blue, sir. La Blue Ha. This is Naija Palava. As you already know, so many things going down at this very moment in my beloved country, Naija. But look, not to be the guy who is all over the place. So I'm just going to hit on the real issue that is trending. What is trending? Ooh, tin, 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 tin. Look, what is trending? Okay. Today, before I start, I want you guys to understand that as so much as I care about my country, as much as I care about you guys, I will always try to be here 11 a.m. US time, and that will be around 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. Nigerian time, I say. So I will always be here, to chat it out, I love chatters, and very soon I will release a phone number that you can always call, to reach out and give your own opinion, Look, aggressive or not, I don't care. Just call and give me your opinion, okay? If you want yabbies, I'm ready. I dey house for you. If na your beans you won't bring, you go meet me for here. You go meet your boy for here. Okay, now today something is going really hot on all sides. Okay, we have some news, on the political arena, and we also have some things going on in the celebrity corner. Okay, I'm not here to take sides. I'm just here to blow it out of proportion. Talk about add petrol inside fire. Wetin I dey do for here? Who no want katakata? I beg Joe. Wow, lens level. Now you we dey for here. Una ready? Una ready? I mean, you know ready. Eh? Even like say some people not ready. You know ready? Eh? Why are you running? Eh? Stay glued to OGM News, okay? This is Code Blue and this is Sala Blue. And this time is my hour to gist you on what's up with Nigerian politics, Nigerian celebrity, and every angle of chat. Okay? You know how hot Niger Day now? Niger Day hot everywhere. Even these South Sea guys, they jealousy. These Ghanaian guys, they jealousy. My Cameroonian brother, they jealousy. Now only you, this Niger. Now only you everywhere. Come on, look, deal with it, guys. We're living our lives, okay? We're living our lives. This is Nigeria, and this is how we roll. Okay, now I'm gonna start with what I've been talking about for a while, okay? I really hope you guys are doing well today, okay? I know, situation in Nigeria is terrible, I know that, I can understand, but at the same time, we have to, we have to move on. We have to keep moving, All right, my very first story today is about these lawsuits by Peter Obi. So I told you earlier ago that Bayo Onanuga, the spokesperson for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, online, a social media spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga. That's the way I will put it, because he always put out his statement on the social media. So he said some things that are not really sitting down well with most people, not just Peter Obi. And I addressed that issue here. And I told you that that is just out of place statement from Bayo Onanuga representing the government. You cannot just conclude on your own, in your own bag of rumor, without solid facts, especially representing the government. You must make sure you have all the facts in the bag. I'm not talking about speculations, okay? Because everything you hear online is speculation. Even if you have video that attests to it, these guys don't have any authority or license that backs anything they say. So I believe some of the obedience online do say a lot of stuff, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you will go after Peter Obi just for that. Because we all know that Peter Obi cannot simply control the obedient. Believe it. That's a fact. He can't control. It's like you started an ignition and you put your car into the gear, but you don't know how to drive it. That's exactly the problem between the obedient and their boss, Peter Obi. He can't really control them. So you can't seriously, in your right mind, be blaming him for everything that the obedient do. So in this particular case, Bayo Onanuga throw shades at Peter Obi, Labour Party, and the obedient that they are the one trying to cause chaos in Nigeria, that they want to cause mayhem. And he actually single-handedly alleged them for anarchists. Now, this is where it gets interesting. You can't just throw words around, okay? I do understand the fact that Nigerians have difficulty in picking words and actually knowing what it really means. And so we do love to throw words around, big grammar, just to flex muscle so that people will know that you sabi English. Oversabi, the key Naija. Which way they oversabi?
Jesus is Lord.
I saw Jesus is Lord, don't you? You see, when you throw words like anarchy around and call Peter Obi an anarchist, that is a very heavy word. You can't just throw words around, especially when you represent the government. In the case of Bayo Onanuga here, you cannot call Peter Obi an anarchist because he hasn't done anything to deserve that. Okay? Going by the deep definition of that word, an anarchist is a complete, rebellious behavior against government that, could be tantamount to, inciting insurrection and all that. So, and I've not actually heard Peter Obi once inciting chaos or criminality, insurrection, anarchy. I don't know why he said that. But now, this is where it all gets interesting. Right now, as we are speaking, you know what? Let me enlarge this so that you can see what is going on. I'm seeing right now. So, as a matter of fact, right now, Peter Obi is suing Bayo Onanuga, okay, for 5 billion naira. Okay, what the crux of the case is about, you can read here from this particular chamber here, Madiba chamber, who actually formalized the lawsuit. I will just read the heading. The headline here, I think it says, revealed Peter Obi supporters are the people planning mayhem in Nigeria. See, I think Peter Obi and his lawyers are just doing too much here. This is not necessary, okay? So far, it is all political banter coming from the APC man, Bayo Onanuga. And I think all Peter Obi should do is throw out his banter. Just canter banter for banter. Now you day for. That's what politics is about in Nigeria. Just throw words around. That's what you know best. Just do it. But here's the thing: going to the court with this doesn't have any leg, But I guess Peter Obi is used to going to court with cases that doesn't have legs. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to offend you guys are obedient. I'm just stating the obvious here. Because if you are third in an election and then you're going to court bragging that you actually win that election, obviously, reasonable mind know that that is a case that doesn't have legs. I can't even call it a one-legged case. It's no-legged case, man. All right. So now, Peter Obi is going to court with another no-legged case. There's no case here. Okay. Yes. He made the allegations. Okay. The only thing you could do for now is to tell him to withdraw the statement, but I don't think this statement is any libel in any way to Peter Obi. And I don't think Peter Obi can sue on behalf of his supporters. I don't know what is wrong with Nigerian lawyers, okay? Some things are just basic sense. Are just, it's not really difficult to untie, You can sue on behalf of the supporters. Your supporters can actually co-handedly sue Bayo Onanuga. That will be a joint lawsuit from, majority of the supporters. But you can't do that on their behalf. You can only do that on the behalf of your clients, unless those supporters are your client. Okay, so but this is all messed up from the lawyer's point of view. It's completely messed up. It's nonsensical at best. You can't get anything out of it. But that is not to say that I am saying here that what Bayo Onanuga did was okay. No, that's not my conclusion here. What Bayo Onanuga did wasn't okay by any stretch of the word, was it? So, but if he is accusing Peter Obi's supporters of trying to engage in mayhem, he have his reasons, and everybody that has been talking about this have their reasons. Because okay, I'll play you this video. Okay, this is from one of the obedience circle online. So this is circulating now.
We will fund this
Thing that is
money for money.
That is tantamount to trying to instigate mayhem, trying to instigate destruction of government property and all that. You know, so this is just one of it. There are a lot out there of the obedient actually directly in correlation asking for violence, not just peaceful protest. You know, and so if Bayo Onanuga emphasized on this, I don't think he has overstretched it. No, but it's just that what I personally have a problem with is him linking Peter Obi to it. No, it doesn't work that way. Unless Peter Obi outrightly incite violence, you cannot link him with it. It's not an offense to have a supporter who are crazy about you. It's not a crime to have supporters who are crazy about you. Now, Donald Trump in United States is in court for criminal cases now. And one of those cases is that he incited violence against the government, you know, which is the Capitol Hill. There's a big difference there. A huge difference in the sense that in the case of Donald Trump and the Capitol Hill, okay, in that particular case, Donald Trump actually had a rally. Okay, he had a rally in which he actually incited. He is with every word of the word incited, you know, in the dictionary. He actually did incite his followers, and people like Rudy Giuliani coming up on stage and asking them to go up and fight, and you know, particularly use language to make the lawmakers answer for their deed. They have to pay, you know. And then Donald Trump said, "This is going to be wide. Now head on to the Capitol Hill, and I will be with you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming with you." You know. And at the end of the day, he ran like a rat, like he always does. You know, back to the White House. Couldn't even go there himself. So that is the case of Donald Trump. But I've never really caught. No one has ever caught Peter Obi doing this. Okay, as much as you want to paint him black and blue in this case, he hasn't actually come out to incite anybody. Now, the person who has come close enough is what's this guy's name? His running mates. That's it. Okay, that guy has come close to inciting, more or less inciting something close to that on his interview on Channels TV. You know, that is the only one that I can actually recollect in a recent view. So now, here is this video that is circulating online. I want to play this to you. This is one of the reasons why Bayo Onanuga actually said the obedient are inciting or trying to coordinate mayhem against the government.
To fire, money for money, anything you want. We will fund this protest more than the elections. What you saw in 2023 is child's play to what is cooking, because this is a fight for Nigerians. It is not. In fact, let me tell you people, there is nothing like party. Peter Obi can, as far as I'm concerned, go back to UK and continue his life, because the new
my brother, tell Peter Obi to start running now, so he can leave early. Tell Atiku to stay where he
go back to UK and continue his life. He has tried. You know, he has done well. He opened our eyes, no problem. But the new Nigeria we are talking about, all of them, Gaskia, all of them, out to fire, money for money, anything you want. We will fund this protest more than the elections. What you saw in 2023 is child's play.
So
what
is
because
just the paraphrase of this video. Let me just stop the video now. This is one of the reasons why someone like Bayo Onanuga actually insinuates that idea that Peter Obi is instigating, violence. It's not really that Peter Obi is trying to cause any mayhem. The actual idea is that he has supporters who are devoted supporters who support him wholeheartedly, and as a matter of fact, use the mild language. They are crazy, very crazy supporters, and one can really understand the idea behind it that they are, yeah, I'm guessing this is where Bayo Onanuga is coming from, but that does not necessarily mean that you can accuse Peter Obi of this. Now, for Peter Obi going to court, that is overstretching the whole matter. It's not necessary as far as I'm concerned. This is not a case that he can win. So just like in the past, I believe this is another no-legged case, in my own opinion. Okay, but I always know that you can always have a different opinion as far as these matters are concerned. But that is my opinion. As far as this case is concerned. Now, let me quickly digress, Ojere. You see, this idea of what's it called? This demonstration, this protest is really gearing up. And this guy here, hold on, let me share the screen. This guy here is also having a say to it, more or less suggesting that he would get involved. His involvement is not the type that one will really welcome. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is a fugitive who always dress in costumes like a king that he doesn't deserve. Sometimes he will come up dressing like a military general. This is what do I call it? It's just a clown. I don't usually take him serious, but unfortunately, as much as I do not take this guy serious, that I think he's nothing but a clown. Unfortunately, people in the eastern part of Nigeria take him serious, and they do carry out some of his objectives, and that is really painful. That is really painful coming from someone who has always been warning Nigerians to be careful of some crazy influence online. Now, this is what he said about the protest, because I told you earlier that you guys should be very careful that some bad agents are willing to infiltrate these protests and turn into an anger against government and use it to destroy many infrastructures, which Dangote refinery is one of it. So that is why I've come up with this video to show you some of it. Now, IPOP is not even the group that I'm referring.
Show them. We will weaponize every person who cares to carry arms for self-defense. The weaponization of these protesters, any Biafrans be killed, will start from Lagos and Abuja. We will weaponize every protester that cares to carry arms for self-defense. I rest my case. This is a warning to those threatening Biafrans as Nigeria are planning to protest. We have nothing to do with it.
All right, so this is the part that I just want to play to you guys. Is it he's more or less threatening to give out weapons to the Biafrans. I don't want to be labeling this after the Igbo people or the Eastern people. He specifically said Biafrans. And I still strongly believe that it is not all the people from the eastern part of Nigeria that align themselves with the so-called IPOB or Biafran. So please, guys, avoid painting my Igbo brothers and sisters with a brush, with that same brush, like they're all Biafrans. No, it is not all of them that align themselves with this group. So these miscreants, are nothing but clowns who just want to constitute a problem in Nigeria. And for every protest so far, they have tried to infiltrate it. And this is not even the group that I'm highlighting when I said that you guys should be very careful, because a lot of people will inject themselves into the idea and actually use it to destroy infrastructures. And I do share my warnings then that these infrastructures are for our own good, not meant to be to promote anybody, but for our own good. Many of these infrastructures, especially the Dangote refinery, forget who Dangote is or how much you hate him, but it provides jobs opportunity for many, many, many Nigerians, for thousands of Nigerians. And Dangote has been doing this for a while. This is not just as that. So and I told you in that segment that I wish that many Nigerian billionaires, rich people, actually use their money in that manner to provide job opportunity for Nigerians who live at home. So some of us that don't even have money doing the little we can just to do this. So I wish they are able to invest their money so that people will be gainfully employed and be able to take care of themselves. The more of us that are able to invest in Nigeria, the more people you are able to help. Helping is not just about doshing out money, giving out money. Teach me how to fish, don't give me fish. That is the idea here. So Dangote has been doing this for a while, from the textile mill to cement factory. He's even trying to go into steel. Now there is this talk in the current circle that he's trying to monopolize everything, and he's trying to edge people out from engaging in the same business. But one thing I hardly hear are other billionaires who want to enter into these businesses. If they are trying, and Dangote is, trying to edge them out, they should be able to voice out. So, but I'm not hearing anyone actually complaining that Dangote is not allowing them to start their business. So they may be claiming it, but I've never heard anyone with good fact and solid fact claiming that. So, this is not to say that I'm like Dangote or any other billionaire for that matter. But if somebody is still using his money, no matter how dirty that money is, to create jobs for average Nigerians, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Before you complain at all, tell your billionaires to bring their money home and create jobs for regular Nigerians. Then we can start talking. But as far as you encourage politicians and all these billionaires to take money to the foreign country and keep it in Cayman Island banks, you don't have a say. You can't come up on the table and start discussing Dangote, because Dangote have done nothing but actually uses money to invest in Nigeria and employ Nigerians. This is what I am calling for, that every one of them do. But they have this fear that money, they will lose it, because the background of that money, the origin of that money is a little shady. And for that reason, they fear investing that money at home. So they would rather keep it abroad. So this is one of the things that we need to campaign against, because right now, as much as they are stealing from Nigeria, who is benefiting those money? The foreigners, not Nigerians. If we can redirect this particular idea of Nigerian taking their money outside of the country, rather than investing in us, that would help a long way. That would really help a long way, and that has always been one of my goal to make sure that more and more people invest in Nigeria. I wish President Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually softened the face of the anti-corruption movement to allow these people to have confidence to bring this money back home. Because look, yeah, we need to fight corruption, but guess what? Since we've been fighting corruption, how many of these money in foreign country have we actually recovered? How much have we actually recovered? I'm all for fighting corruption, but at the same time, I think the priority should be about bringing Nigerian wealth back home from the hidden Cayman Island, from the hidden foreign accounts, and bring it back home and invest. That would be much, much better than harassing them that you're going to put them in jail and all that. Because every time we do that, they still use the loopholes in our laws to escape punishment. I mean, name any of these corrupt politicians that have been picked up by the EFCC, prosecuted, and actually go to jail in Nigeria. I'm not talking about going to jail in the UK or elsewhere. Go to jail in Nigeria for a long time. How many? Name them. They all walk free at the end of the day. So rather than actually harassing them with our laws and our agencies, like EFCC, encourage them to actually have a grant to invest this money at home so that many people will be gainfully employed. Look, this doesn't have to be something that everybody buy into. It's just my sincere opinion that can actually get people the help they need, because I'm not for noise making, rancors and agitations about punishing people, jailing people who are corrupt, whereas there's no result for average Nigerians. My goal is for average Nigerians, how average Nigerians can improve their lives, and EFCC going after the billionaires is not helping us because nothing is coming out of it. They're not even getting any of the billions recovered. No money is recovered. None of them is going to jail. So what's the point? What is the point? I'm all for using these measures. I really want to see any of the politicians in the past go to jail or in the current time go to jail. But we were all here when the interior minister, is the interior minister? Yeah, the interior minister, Better Edu, just, made away with billions of Nigerian naira that is supposed to be distributed for common Nigerians. Put that money in our bank. That is corruption. But where is she now? She's still walking free. Okay, this is just one example. There are many, 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 many like that. So the idea that Nigeria is going to step up into punishing people who corrupt our money is just fallacy. It's just fallacy. Stop engaging yourself in fantasies like that, dreams like that. That is, it's not going to happen. Trust me. Even if Peter Obi became the president today, he can't fight. There's no way he will be able to fight corruption in the manner in which we expect. It's not possible. Because trust me, either you like it or not, some of these people who got Nigeria to where they are today are still contributing towards his campaign. So you think in your own lost mind that Peter Obi will become the president of Nigeria and then we go after his donors, those people who gave him money for the campaign? Or you think the money he is using in his campaign is solely from common Nigerians? You think it's solely from common Nigerians? No. I won't make myself dream in that kind of manner. I'm not related to the guy. I'm not tied to him. Why would I be dreaming like that? That he's solely campaigning based on the expenses of donation from common Nigerians who are contributing 5 naira, 10 naira, 100 naira here and there. That is not how campaign works in Nigeria. And we know it, except we want to deceive ourselves. Every one of them has taken, even all the way to Omoyele Sowore. Omoyele Sowore in all his campaign cannot boastfully tell us that he's not getting contributions from these same people. And that is one dirty thing about politics that many of you don't understand. That The moment you keep rallying around a particular politician, some of the old bad eggs within our politics are watching closely. They are monitoring the situation. And what do? They want to see how they can infuse themselves into it so that if it, at the end of the day, becomes something of importance and Peter Obi become the president, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to gang around him and control him too, just like they do with any other president. And who's going to lose? The common Nigerians who are fighting themselves, backstabbing themselves online for these politicians. Unfortunately, you will be shocked how much the obedient turn their backs on each other if Obi actually become president. Because at the end of the day, you would think he will right immediately, dance to your tune. But no, he's not going to do that because majority of his big donors who are contributing money to this campaign are not regular Nigerians. They are the same Nigerians who have corrupted the country. I know a lot of you don't like to deal with facts. That is just the basic truth. Okay? Having, been deep in there with these politicians and see how it works. That is just the sincere truth. Okay? You can trust Peter Obi all you want, but he plays the game just like any other politicians. The only one living in foolery are those who are blindly supporting him. That's it. It's just like any other politician, playing the game as dirty as it is. And let me just warn you guys, before you, slam your head on the wall because of Peter Obi, he's about to leave Labour Party. Believe that. Go and write it down. Today's date is 24th of July. He will abandon Labour Party. Go and write it down now. I'm being serious. All right, here we go. Here is another issue going around now that I want to talk about quickly before I round up today's segment. Okay?
Why are you running?
I beg, where you to go? Come back. All right. So right about now, the issue on ground that we're talking about is that of very dark man. Very dark man have been creating so much commotion within this celebrity. And this has been on for a while. It's just that it's reemerged when Gist Lover actually released some names that of girls who he allegedly said, you know what, he didn't even claim allegedly, he claimed outrightly, and that is one foolery about reporting online. That is how many of these guys get themselves landed in a hot pot of soup, of lawsuits, of cases here and there. You cannot just claim that somebody do something and then claim that that person is a criminal. That is not how it works. You cannot call anybody, any Nigerian, a criminal unless the court says so. Okay? I was telling this in different forums that I, visit during the craziness about the last election, when a lot of obedience were labeling Bola Ahmed Tinubu a criminal. You can't do that. You cannot have a platform and say that. What you just did is tantamount to libel, and you can get sued, paid a lot of money, or go to jail. Period. Unless the court says someone is a criminal, you cannot call anybody a criminal. If you do, it's a simple, basic law. Even if you are an accountant or you study agriculture in the university, you must have passed through this basic law that you cannot label anyone a criminal unless the court says so. And the court said that through proceedings. Okay? Through proceedings. of actually choosing lawyer dates of proceedings, and then the judgment come out as firm as actually telling that person is convicted. So unless someone is convicted in the court, you cannot. I'm saying it again. This is for the benefit of many of you who are running social media platform. You cannot label any human a criminal unless the court says so. Period. Every time you do it, it's either that person looked away, that you are nobody, or the person come for you in full fledged, and you will pay for it. So what's the point? Now, let me go back to this gist lover thing. And I'll play this first video here by my guy, very dark.
Now imagine the kind of problem that Korea and her husband would face.
So we all know
this thing right? Blackmail because this lover won't make money. Yes. Do you understand? It's not fair. Dakore, you say you want to sue somebody. Don't worry, I know you sue. Sue Iyabojo and Toto pay me. This man, he just put the...
Okay, so the issue here is that gist lovers, drop these hot news that these ladies, in which Dakore is one of them, Hida Basi is one of them, and some other girls, that they are sleeping. That's the language we use here. They are sleeping with the House of Senate President, Akpabio. Now, this is foolishness. This is just foolery on the part of gist lover. Because I said it immediately I saw it. Said, no, you're just overstretching it now. And it doesn't make sense as far as I'm concerned. Simply because you cut your hand on the list of phone numbers, okay? Phone numbers on somebody's contact list. That necessarily means that they are sleeping with each other, that there is a sexual exchange between them. I mean, you guys have to tell me that everybody, if you are a male, that every girl on your contact list on your phone right now, that you are having sexual relations with them. That every man that you have as a woman or a girl on your contact list, that means you're having sexual relations with them. That doesn't make any sense. If you are going to cook up something that makes sense, please. Yes, they got their hands on this list of contacts, and suddenly we are supposed to believe that Akpabio is sleeping with all of these girls. Look, I know the politicians are as dirty as anything. I'm one of the people who knows this, and that is why I do not believe any politicians, no matter what they say. I don't believe politicians. As a matter of fact, even if you are not a politician, if you're not a politician, the moment you start running for office, I stop believing you. I stop trusting you. Politicians are as good as pastors in the churches. Trust me. Trust me. I know I poke a little bit of people there, but that's the reality. That's the reality. These guys are nothing but marketers. Pastors and churches, they market to you every time in order to get tight. And they get your money. The same thing with the politicians. They market themselves to you in order to get your vote. And when they get your vote, what happens next? What happens next? No, I'm too old to be falling for that. Okay. I won't fall for that cheap narratives. No, I don't believe any politicians. I never trust any politician. When Shomole was leading the Labour Congress, okay, the Nigerian Labour Congress, I love the man. Okay, I mean, I still like the man now. But the moment he said, oh, you know what? Let me consider running for the gubernatorial of Edo State and become a politician. I said, you know what? Don't listen to Shomole anymore, because now he's one of them. And he's one of them. Whether you like it or not, he is one of them. Right now, it's not the old Oshiomhole, the activist. It's now the Oshiomhole, the politician. And he is as dead as any politicians you know out there. Believe it. So this is really on the ugly side, even though I don't have to submit or succumb to, loving the politicians. I don't like any one of them. I'm not a Fabio's fans. But you can't just release stuff, into the mainstream without a good fact checking, without a good baseline. It's not just about the fact of this case, it's just that it doesn't make sense in the whole periphery. Now, this is Dakori.
I just arrived to the US with my family. We're on our summer vacation, and I've not been online. And I started getting calls and text messages this morning alerting me to a very wicked lie from the pit of hell, actually, this morning. And I must say that I am very disappointed. I am very shocked. I'm appalled. And I want to categorically state that I have never, ever in my life met the Senate president. I have not had any cause to see him or to be in the same room with him, not to talk of being one of his side chicks. Hello, I'm married, happily married. I have 2 beautiful children. I have always been above board in my dealings with anyone.
Personally, I am not blaming the gist lover. Okay, I'm not going to blame those fools. The reason why is this: you let yourself become so cheap to deceive. That's Nigerians. We made ourselves so easy to deceive. We are gullible when it comes to information consumption. Oh my goodness, Nigerians, how do we get to become so gullible? I'm not even talking about some of us that are not well, educated. The half educated, the well educated, even the not educated, they fall into the same category. Shockingly, those who claim to be educated. So gullible, man. What's wrong with us? And that is why gist lover and people of his sort or her sort, whoever is behind that nonsense, is taking advantage of you guys. It's just the way I see it. It's taking advantage of the Nigerian populace that are gullible to consumption of information. We rather want people to rile us up, agitate us, than actually paying attention to factual reports. For how long now that we've been reporting on things that OGM News ng.com is releasing about Nigerian reports and Nigerian news. I've been having the difficulty to have Nigerians go there. Most people who visit this site are foreigners, not Nigerians. This is what many of our guys working on this particular website are working real hard every day to make sure what they give you are from the true factual source. But we have a populace. We have a population of people who are gullible when it comes to information consumption. And it's really hard to get their attention when it comes to real fact. As a matter of fact, you have this common language. You see, they will tell you, say, you go speak grammar tired. Really? Look, I'm not your daddy. I'm not your mommy. I'm not the one to blame for you not going to school. Stop blaming me for speaking English. And, for God's sake, it's not about grammar, because I'm not even the type that soaked into foreign language like that. I speak my, dialect every now and then, wherever you meet me out there. The reason why I'm here speaking all this phone is because I need everybody to be able to understand me. Okay? In the actual sense, I would rather even speak in my Yoruba dialect. And I would rather an Igbo man or Igbo woman to speak in Igbo dialect. I would rather an Hausa person to speak in Hausa language or anywhere you are from. 300 plus language in Nigeria that you can pick from, dialects everywhere you can pick from. I cherish these languages and dialects more than foreign languages. But the reason why we are here speaking these foreign languages is simply because we have to make sure everybody understands what we're saying here. Okay? So when you give them these factual reports, they will tell you, say, you speak grammar, simply because, but it's easy for them to be thrown off balance by people like Lover with lies. Okay? Now, let me give you one good reason why Akpabio may have Linda Abbasi number. Linda Bassi number. So let me use the local donation for that. Linda Bassi's number. The one reason why he may have that number is simply because they come from the same state. They come from the same state. He used to be the governor of Akwa Ibom. So, if Linda Bassi is going viral for what she did last time in the Guinness Book of Record, I think it makes sense. It does make sense that someone like Akpabio, we have her number. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are. I just can't believe this. It sounds more like a rumor that a high schooler, somebody in the high school, will be carrying around. Not someone in the caliber of Lover. It sounds like a gossip that a high schooler will be carrying around. Oh, do you just say hi to her? Oh, you are befriending each other, right? That's a high schooler conclusion. An adult will not say that simply because you say hi to a girl, suddenly you're going out with each other or you're having anything to do with each other. But that is high school level. Imagine Lover parading high school level gossip simply because somebody have a number means that they're sleeping with each other. That is just bull crap, man. What is wrong with these guys? And right now we're having to worry about who is behind Lover anyway. And Very Dark Man has been saying it for about some time now that it is these two here, that is Tonto Dike and Yabojo. True or not, we don't know. And I'm not saying here that it is true, but I'm asking a question. Are they? Yabojo. Maybe it's time for you to come out and clarify this for us, okay? And see, Yabojo, it's time for you to come out and clarify this, eh? And I don't know, madam, you see, clarify this. Are you just lovers? Because this guy, Very Dark Man, have been alleging that you guys are behind these lovers, but I've not actually had anything concrete from you guys to dispute it. Are you just lover or you're not? Anyway, we are all just lovers anyway. Who doesn't like this? But if you are behind this unnecessary rumor that is circulating, parading the high school's rumor of the level of primary school, let us know. Because these are nothing but a primary school level rumor. Okay? Where kids, we associate, an intimacy between two people simply because they say hi to each other. And now simply because Akpabio has list of numbers, that suddenly mean that he's sleeping with them, that he's having an affair with them. That is, you derive that conclusion from just him having their numbers. I think you can do better, Lover. I think you can do better, like mature, show that you are a little bit advanced when you are cooking up your concoction. But because a lot of fools, I'm sorry to use that language, because a lot of good people fall into this guy's trap anyway. A lot of people are just too gullible, and then you are taking advantage of them. You are not even putting much effort into cooking this concoction. I mean, you're no longer putting too much effort into cooking it. You just throw anything out there. Simply because the Senate President Fabio has a list of numbers of girls on his phone. That simply means that he's having affairs with them. That is cheap. That is lame. That is so immature, and that is so primary school level. You can do better. I cannot get my cartoon head work very well today. Okay, for some reason, all the connection here is just disappointing. But thankfully, my microphone is still working, and you guys can help me through today's show. And I will be preparing for tomorrow to bring you another one. Okay. Make sure you always stick around and always come back. We did it. Are you running? Are you running? I beg, always stick around. I'm gonna be always be here for you. I'm your man, Sala Blue, in Code Blue, in Nigeria. And if you understand what I mean, Code Blue is a language used in the hospitals. Code Blue is for emergency. There's always emergency in Nigeria. If you think there's nothing to talk about in Nigeria, you must be kidding yourself. There is a lot going on. As a matter of fact, if I start talking to you from today, tomorrow I'm still here, but we just have to make sure that we highlight the most important part, so that we don't bore you out, guys. But this last one is my special for today. This last video that is special for today. Oh, this is posted by Ayofe on the X, social media. It's a very interesting argument that this guy here is making about Nigerian government and the situation. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up this particular video posted by Ayofe is that I've been trying so hard to tell you guys for a little while now that the amount of energy in which you are attacking the federal government is unjustified to some extent. Because I wish you diverted that same energy to governors, to local representatives in your area. That will have gone a long way to change things, a long way to help you guys. I'll give you a typical example. A lot of you always say Buhari is one of the worst presidents we have in Nigeria. Some will agree, some will dispute that. I do not personally agree. There have been worse than Buhari. Believe it. Now, Buhari actually gave governors, senators, and representatives from each of locations and districts from Nigeria, each of the states, he always give them allocations upon allocations and allocations upon allocations every year. As a matter of fact, he got to a point that he went and borrowed money on behalf of Nigeria and distributed for these governors. But at the end of the day, our eyes, our anger is focused on Buhari, not the governors. So while we were busy focusing on Buhari with our angers, guess what? The governors are happy about that because now they can easily take your money through the back door without anyone challenging them. So the reason why I'm bringing you this particular video is because we need to start some reorientation, to retrain ourselves to see how we view and actually protest towards government. It's not always about the presidency. It's not always about the federal. Yes, they have to answer to the people, but you guys also have to understand that you have to challenge your governors, challenge your representatives, challenge your senators before everything is in the balance. Because if you don't, what will eventually happen is that every time you hit up the president will answer by dishing out money. But you know what the president cannot do? The president cannot go to each of these states and start spending the money. No, that's not the way it works. A federal allocations for each state has to go directly to the president. to the governors of the state. The one that has to go to the local government goes to the chairman of each of the locality. Now, can the president say, you know what, this money belongs to Abia State, but because I don't trust Abia State governor, let me go to Abia myself and spend the money. Can he do that? No, it's unconstitutional. He cannot do that. Now, can the president of Nigeria say, oh, I'm going to withhold this money because I don't trust that governor? Of course, you know, it has happened in the past. Obasanjo, at some point, has a problem with Tinubu. They had some internal conflict. And for that reason, Obasanjo withheld the federal allocation at some point. That was unlawful. That was wrong. He could not do that. But he did it anyway. But eventually, Tinubu and his administration went to court and they won. And the court actually, concluded that Obasanjo immediately should disseminate the federal allocation to Lagos State. So I guess my point is this. There's a lot of expectation from the federal government that the federal government cannot actually accomplish because the state have its own autonomy. There is limitation to what the federal government can ask a state to do because every governor has their own autonomy. They have their own power. They have their own power within that locality. And the president has that limitation to inject his own ideas or his own control within the state. They're not under military government. You guys need to go and learn how democracy works and how federalism works in Nigeria and how we can actually move forward by challenging every one of our leaders, not just about the federal government, a basic civic responsibility. What I just told you now is civic course 101, which everybody should know before you start any agitation. But what I see online is many people just shouting at the top of their line, and they don't know better. They don't sabi anything for how the government is working. Unbelievable. Listen to this guy.
In this same government of Tinubu now, the money were made available to palliatives were given to senator in Edo State here. Me, I did not see what was distributed. If you check, you see Senator Yayi in Ogun State. What the guy distributed, we were asking ourselves, even Edo South now, I don't know our senator. I don't know our senator as I'm talking now. If you ask me to draw his face on the drawing book, I can't draw it. That tells you that you ask yourself, what Senator Yayi share for the masses, empowerment, buying buses for people, empowering people, giving scholarship. These things were given to us senator. In Edo State, there is nobody, we didn't see it manifesting in the life of the masses. Now, do you blame president for giving such opportunity and palliatives, giving it to an individual that represents his people, and these things we didn't feel it? Philip, let me take you back to COVID. COVID-19 in Edo State here. You can remember Medical Store Road. That have become our China, where the COVID started from. Where those things were put there. Until youth went to invade. You ask yourself question, what was those things doing there when it was meant for COVID to be distributed? Now, it happened in Lagos that youth have to bust warehouse where these things are domiciled. Then the question is that if a president made a policy, is he going to come to market? You remember during Buhari's time that Osinbajo vice president even came to market women's empowerment. He became a secretary inside market. Alaji, so collect your own, just like somebody that is doing any contribution. But today, those people that were given agro fund by Emefiele, how many of them are farmers? What is the impact? Some of these policies are designed to fail on arrival because the people that are mandated to carry it out. I have seen a place where I know a traditional ruler in this country that this agro money that was brought out, people were lined up who've never been to farm, and they were given this fund because they were already told that you are not going to refund this fund. It is just given to you to settle you. These are traditional rulers that need to care for their people and send the list of the people under them to be able to say, these are the poor people, these are the farmers in my place. As a local traditional ruler, you know those who are farmers within your location. And nobody can come as a headmaster and call himself a farmer to you. If truly as a traditional ruler, you are there to mitigate the pain of your people. Look at what Oni of Ife did. Oni of Ife sent his chiefs to inside the market to make sure that from today there is no association of tomato seller, association of pepper seller, association of whatever, and he placed costs on each market in Ife that if anybody, no association, as you bring those things, sell it at that price where the pain of the people will be mitigated. Thank you.
All right. That's from ITV interview, and I really love that. I really love that. That is very educative, and that is one of the things I've been hammering home for you guys to really understand how our government really works and stop making things all about the federal government. I'm not saying anger towards the federal government or President Tinubu is not justified, because you have your freedom to protest, to divert your anger to those who are taking the lead. And do not tell me these useless things that you usually say, that the fish is rotting from the head. Because that, look, you are saying that to suit yourself, but that is not how it works. Period. That is not how it works. How it works under federalism, under what we practice, is that the federal government cannot control the state governors, cannot direct them to do or not to do. They can give him a middle finger if he directs them to do something and they are not interested in it. They can give him a middle finger, because as much as he was elected, so these governors are elected. The president can only persuade, but he cannot mandate anything for the governors. Now, this is where it becomes interesting. As much as you have anger towards Tinubu and his administration, have the same anger blazing on the governors, on the chairmen, on the senators that come from your districts. Have them use this money for the people rather than using it for their own advantage. But when you keep your mouth shut, for most part, and some of you don't even know who is representing you in the House. Some of you don't even know your senator. Some of you don't even know your governors, let alone your commissioners, let alone your chairman or councillors. There's a reason why we have all these positions. These positions are not in place so that they can keep eating your money. They are in place so that they can use that money to extend easy life all the way to the grassroots. They're not going to, these governors and these chairmen and these local representatives are not going to come back and tell you that, oh, Tinubu just gave us a billion. So, okay. They're not going to tell you that. But definitely, they will be happy when you are diverting your anger towards Tinubu and did not disturb them. Because they will laugh at you. Look at these fools. Look at them. They didn't know that Tinubu already gave us money. No, you brat you take your own. You take your own. Leave this fool. Let them be blazing their anger towards the wrong person. Understand your government. That's just the basic truth here. Understand how your government works and stop misdirecting your anger every now and then. Because like this man on ITV actually said, if your representatives, if your governor have been using this palliative properly, judiciously, maybe some of these problems have been eased. No, but now that you are ganging up against Tinubu, not against these governors. This is the unfortunate part for me. Put them all in the same basket and get results for what you're supposed to get results for. And stop making it about a singular focus on the federal government. Because the type of government we practice, it doesn't just work like that. The president is not a king. He was elected. So is the governors are also elected. So in your state, the president and your governors, who do you think have more power? Your governors. Your governors. I told you last time, the only way the president can take charge of full control of a state is to declare that state a state of emergency. But there are also criteria that has to be met for a state to reach a state of emergency. That means the governor must have failed completely to control things, that things have completely shut down, and the governor has lost total control of the state. And then the president can swoop in and declare state of emergency. At that point, he can take full control of the state. But that hasn't happened. So there's no reason for any president so far to do that. Guys, understand your government before you make some yeye noise. I beg you. I will see you in a G. This is Salah Blue in Code Blue in Nigeria. And this is OGM News. Subscribe, follow, and always remember to hit that notification, because you must always be here when I'm doing my yapping. I beg. I need some ears to hear me, Ojere. Support us, Ojere. Support me. Support Salah Blue. Support OGM News. Anyway, if you need some good news, some real news, some very factual news, except from the rumor that you guys are hearing all over the place online, go to ogmnewsng.com. That is OGMNEWSNG.com. All right. I'll see you in a Jeep. This is Salah Blue in Code Blue, Nigeria. See you again in a Jeep.
Blue. Code Blue. Salah Blue. Where you there now? Where you
The country is in a disaster.
Emergency, emergency. Emergency. The country is in the disaster.
Who they rule this country?
I tell you, stop worshiping the politicians. They are all liars.
What are you talking about? Which politicians are liars?
All of them. Obi is a liar. Tinubu is corrupt. Atiku is very wicked too. All of them. Okay.
Don't argue with me. This is my show. Okay, this is my show. I don't allow anybody to dictate my show. This is my show. Okay, you can get the heck out of this room. Baba, this is my show. Get the heck out of this room. I don't handle this.
I am saying it categorically. All of them are liars. All of them are thieves.